Yo guys, Alvin Mark here. We're still in Katong. Today is polling day. The general elections happen every 5 years here in Singapore. So what's the day like without a polling sketch? Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm not sure how strict they're gonna be with me sketching around the area. I'm not gonna be in the center of things, obviously, but I'm just gonna go by the block of flats there. They've increased the number of polling centers from 880 from 2015 to about 1,100 plus. So I think obviously because of the pandemic. And oh, by the way, thank you so much to Wynne and Zhang for sending these homemade masks. They're really comfortable, and I also noticed that I can actually talk. There's a lot of space in there. I can actually talk without the mask being right by where my lips are. Alright, so we're almost there. Just to set the record right, this year I'm not allowed to vote, only because I've been expunged. All these interesting words that you hear once every 5 years. 5 years ago I was not in Singapore, so I didn't get to vote, and this year I tried to register myself back into the register of electors, but hey, you know what? It wasn't possible for some reason, so this year I'm not allowed to vote. These are the people from the Workers' Party. There are 2 polling stations within this block here. We'll see if the authorities allow me to make a simple sketch. So this is known as a void deck. It's what's underneath of a flat in Singapore, and this can be used for nearly everything from weddings to funerals to anything. Yeah. Ever since the day I knew that I was not allowed to vote, I basically switched off. I focused on my work and the moving out of the studio. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you know the amount of work that I'm going through, with the move. So let's go try to squeeze in some time for a quick sketch. So today we're going to be talking about sketching in very tight situations like that. Security was there, the police were keeping everything together, and obviously this is polling day. Very sensitive material is involved. Firstly, I just want to say that I did ask for permission and they were really nice. Initially, they didn't know whether to allow me to sketch. One of the senior officers said, yeah, okay, as long as you're not blocking anyone, as long as you're not in the way, you're not an obstruction, fine, go ahead. So that's where I began my sketch. So since I placed myself outside of the center of action, there is only so much I can sketch, and it would be more of a mid-shot view rather than an up-close and personal kind of a sketch. A lot of artistic license was brought into this sketch. There were people that were standing all over the place, so I did place them in a very designed fashion so that the sketch looked balanced. You will see it unfold in the next few moments. So this sketch has been sped up 8 times the speed. What time did you all start this morning?
At 7, but some of them came before 7 already.
Okay. And until 7, right? Or until 8 o'clock?
After 7.
After 7. So just another reminder that I have sped up the sketch times 8, the original speed. So I was told by one of the volunteers that the morning began at 7, and guess what? The lines were already there way before 7. And because we're going through a pandemic, the queues were really long in certain constituencies. The cutoff time was supposed to be at 7 o'clock, I think, but they had to extend it all the way to 10 past. Just to accommodate the really long lines that they had today. So this is the other segment that I'm sketching. It's the back area where the actual voting takes place. Again, it wasn't all that pretty. The box was way behind. There were plastic hoardings around the area, so I couldn't position myself in an optimal position to sketch. So I had to stand right here in this location, giving this looking in view. And there at the end would be the box, the all-important box that I wanted to capture. So just remember that when you're in such a tight situation and you really want to sketch, and it's not your fault that you're placed in such a location, it's the situation. Allow yourself that freedom of artistic license. Someone that's standing here is just placed maybe 1 meter away, but makes the drawing a lot better. No one's gonna fault you for that. So those were my thoughts today while I was working on these 2 sketches. I hope they have been helpful. Alright guys, just so excited to have done that, putting down history in my sketchbook. I've not sketched during the general elections because the last general elections I wasn't in Singapore, and the last general elections, well, I wasn't even sketching then. So hope you like the sketch. So this is Alvin Mark, trying to squeeze as much time to put out these videos for you guys. Remember, the reason why we sketch, those of us who sketch, the reason why we sketch is because we want to document life. Yes, we can take a picture. If you can sketch, why would you bother taking a photo, right? And you get to inject your personality into that sketch. But also you get to design the sketch so it looks, you know, sometimes you, like in there, a lot of the areas were pretty cordoned off, so I had to move around, but also there was some artistic freedom in design. That's why we sketch. Until the next episode, it's time for some bubble tea right now. Ciao ciao.